on.
Oh wait, are you sure it shouldn't be off though because you're facing the wrong way?
Should it?
Going to YouTube University and you've got like a whole other stuff in the video instead of just showing how to do it. Who would dare do such a thing? Who makes videos like that?
Is it magnetic?
Like a monkey with a stick getting ants from the ground. We have figured it out using our tiny monkey brains. We stole the brain cell from Bilbo and we found out
Monkey, I'm a gorilla.
that we're apes. We found out that that little square piece of metal there is so you can continue to have your toolkit, which is very cool because it's a very cool toolkit. I like it a lot. So even though what it comes with is odd, so the only thing that comes in the toolkit is literally one single screwdriver, a fuse puller, and I don't know what this is, but that comes like with it. What is this?
Look it up.
Oh, I guess I could. Well, what could its purpose be?
I think I read the manual to this bike.
It came with a manual?
Yeah, all bikes come with manuals.
Oh, I don't read the manual. If I got time to be reading a manual, I got time to be riding. Giving you a little bit of trouble? You want a hand?
Yes.
The other one's already on?
Yeah.
When you look at any surface and you automatically know what it would be like to lick it,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to wrap your head around it, but your brain knows what your hands are doing even when you can't see them, which is always sometimes kind of weird to me, because sometimes you have to get outside of your own head. Look at you, you're doing it.
Really?
I mean, yeah, doing something. Yeah, let's put that other bracket in. So this is how this one will go on like thusly. Those U-bolts going in through this side. Oh, try again. Try again. I was mad. There's only one more way they can. There you go. I'm a little worried about it bending if you fall, crash on it, but I guess we'll just have to find out.
Burn that bridge when we get to it. On.
Oh wait, are you sure it shouldn't be off though because you're facing the wrong way?
It is?
So that's, wait a second. That's not even going to work because it's not going to go, it's going to stop right there and it's going to be hanging out. What the hell is this thing? This has just got some really odd freaking parts on it that I don't understand. Unless there's some other part that's supposed to be there. But it's like that, those would need some sort of spacers to fit there. Why, what would you use these things for if not for that? See, you just put a bunch of washers in it. We're not doing that, that's not good. We'll use different hardware. I'm sure it will work, but that's just...
Okay, well I just wanted to see what one other person with the same thing did. Okay.
This happens all the time with shit like this.
I
Sometimes
know.
you get shit like this, where they just give you stuff that just doesn't work. Like, who are you gonna do? Call the manager of Thailand and complain?
Yeah.
Like, nobody else makes this stuff, so they're kind of like, ah, well, deal with it. Yeah, these are gonna work just fine. Actually fits in there great. The most annoying thing about this nuts and bolt kit is that it didn't come with lock washers. So I kept scavenging the lock washers from my other one, which is fine, I guess, but it is kind of annoying. It says nutsandbolt.com on it, so I assume you can also order it from there, but we ordered it on Amazon, so if you have Amazon Prime, it's probably cheaper. Your tool box and your shop or your garage or whatever you do is not complete without this. And make sure you get the grade 8, get the nice ones, cough up the money for it. And you know, it sucks because I think it's over $100 for this. Every time you use it, you'll be like, thank God I spent that money. I promise you. And this time we'll have a link for it.
This was not easy to get to.
No. Plug it in
Oh.
this way. too is we gotta get a ball end. You don't want to use these all the time because you can't really get stuff that's straight with them because they don't get as good of a grip. But when you're at a small angle like this is a ball hex. So it's easier to get in there at an angle, whereas this one doesn't actually fit. But if you have to really put some torque on something, unfortunately we don't on this, then these things will strip it out immediately. Oh yeah, like really bad. You don't ever want to put any kind of pressure on a ball hex. Ask me how I know. I found out the hard way. Look at this teamwork. You're doing it.
Ow!
Sort of. Careful.
You gave me too much support.
People are like, why do you do all those crazy things? I'm like, I don't know if I didn't get enough hugs as a kid or if maybe I got too many hugs.
I definitely did not get enough hugs.
Oh yeah, no, it shows. That's why you have good hardware, by the way. If you had slipped off like that on like crappy hardware that they provide, it'd be rounded off already. But good hardware is it's tougher, so it's crappy freaking Allen heads up there and shit like that, or flip off on them once and they're toast.
That ain't going nowhere. I like that everyone says that. It's kind of like how when you barbecue, you've got to hit the clamps.
Yeah,
tongs.
snap the
Snap the
tongs.
tongs, and it's like, as soon as you strap something down, you got to be like, that ain't going nowhere. Everybody says it, I've noticed.
Oh yeah, no. I say it all the time. Most of the time when everyone else is going, are you sure? It's like slapping the meat in the deli. Everyone else does that, right? You slap the meat, slap the meat, and go, mmm, delicious murder.
Like that?
Probably. Adventurized, baby.
Is that it?
That's literally it.
Oh yeah, it's on there.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's how mine go on too. I've got the name brand of this, which is called Rotopax. This is just like a Rotopax.
Oh yeah, I saw everybody talking about the knockoff Rotopax.
Yeah. That's gonna rattle like a motherfucker. I guess that's okay.
There you go.
That's
it
better.
just wasn't on the right thing. There you go.
Yeah, that's better. It'll still rattle a little bit, but not as loud. And plus, once it's full of fuel, they probably won't hear it. Now it does stick out. That's my biggest concern, is that you're gonna fall on it and it's just gonna bend right in. So the way that we can mitigate that, well, if you fall on that side and it bends in, then maybe we could bend it out. But if we can't bend it out, then we'd have to leave it behind because it would just be like bent into your shock or your wheel or something. Yeah. That's the worry, is that it bends in and it's like
most of the time when I crash on the right-hand side.
Right, but you have...
I only crashed on the left-hand side when I ran into a tree.
Well, you've got a grill guard now, so we're safe on that.
I want grills.
Yeah, let's do it. I've been wanting you to get grills forever. We're gonna get you a crash guard for the front anyway, that goes out wider. So we'll just test it out. And so hopefully that front crash guard because if you crash hard, we're gonna have bigger worries than that. But if you just drop it, that's what I'm worried about like a simple drop being the problem.
The chances of me dropping while going slow is higher because I'm going to be going over some gravel or something.
Exactly.
And then just lose my footing and be like, whoop.
Yep, exactly. No, that's the most likely time to crash.
Not when I'm on the highway or going fast.
Exactly.
It's gonna be when I'm just like trying to maneuver over some dumbass rock.
And dropping, it'd be so dumb to just like get that in. So we'll test it out once we get the crash guards and see if that'll prevent it from going. That's how you put gas in it.
I've never put gas on this bike before.
Yeah, because it gets 100 miles a gallon. We'll probably only get like 80 or 90 after the big bore kit. They get less. Open that up.
I got a big bore kit.
Yeah, you open that up and then the seat pops up.
Neat.
Yeah,
That's cute.
Everyone's gonna say like, oh, big bore kit's gonna ruin it. It's not gonna last. Nothing
lasts forever but the earth and sky, okay?
So the thing with the big bore kit is they don't last forever when you absolutely wail on them. She just needs a little bit of extra grunt for going up the mountains, like going up mountain roads that are really steep and want to go more than like 35 miles an hour on this thing. So it's not to sit there and go 80 miles an hour on the bike. That's not what we're planning. And it's a small one. It's 143cc big board kit, which there's a guy on YouTube, Lazy Dog, and he has a CT125, and that dude has put thousands of miles on a 143 kit. So they last.
Another day, another sanding. I've been doing this every single day.
There's a reason you pay people to paint stuff. It's very rewarding to do, but also every time I do it and I do it right, like with all the sanding, I'm like, there's a reason you pay people to do this.
I just wanted it to look right.
No, it's going to look right.
It's my first time painting a motorcycle part besides your fender, and I wish I would have sanded that more.
I love the Fender, and I wouldn't want to change a thing about it.
Well, I guess I was going through a more like stick look for it.
I really love the Fender. But you're doing it right. I'm proud of you. I think you're doing a great job.
Not even sweaty.
The problem with painting the bike is mostly the swing arm. So in order to take everything apart to paint it, it's just like kind of involved. So much is red. But
well, now I realize how much sanding this has taken. I'm not going to paint the bike.
no, we would have some. If
This has taken so much sanding. I can't paint the bike.
If it was going to get painted, it would have it. Got one more thing to put on. That's the Fender Lift.
What's that?
That's to lift the fender. So in case you get like rocks or sticks. Yeah, we can put it on right now.
Where is it?
Let me go find it. I don't know. All right, let me put this up. So I'm less than convinced on the Fender Lift kit because the other ones I've seen just had this one piece, except it was bent at the proper angle to clear, and instead of having that, these have these metal spacers, which I'm not crazy about because it just, sometimes stuff like this just adds a layer of complexity that sometimes I'm just not comfortable with. You know me, simple is better. Simple is always better. And this hardware they gave us is garbage. It looks like butter bolts.
Butter bolts.
Butter bolts is what it is.
Can't believe it's not butter bolts.
Yeah, we're gonna use different. The problem with the butter bolts is you get them on, but let's say something happens on the trail where you have to take that off in like less than ideal, exactly, in less than ideal conditions, then you're just going like, dude, it's too much of a risk, you know? And I would say it again and again and again. Buy that thing of bolts, and anytime you're buying like Chinese, Taiwanese, any kind of parts like that, because you can get cheap parts for the Harley, you can get cheap parts for anything. But when it comes to this crappy hardware they give you, just replace it with better hardware. Thank me later.
Well, at least we can use some of the same bolts, right?
Well, these ones I don't think are going to fit with the spacer. I don't think they're going to be long enough. I'm very skeptical that this thing is going to work at all.
It's worth a shot, you know?
Yeah.
All it is a couple bolts. 3 hours later.
I know. I don't like it.
Okay, let's do it.
Because like these would have to bolt through, so there's going to be a bolt head like right next to the shocks. I think we'll rather take our chances with the mud than a Fender Lift kit. Get these parts, these Taiwanese parts, and
don't buy the butter bolts.
Yeah, well, even outside of the bolts, sometimes they just don't work at all. You're just like, this just doesn't actually work. Like I see what you were going for, it just doesn't work.
That's how I feel about my art.
And that's how I feel about my love life. Oh well. I really think it's gonna be fine.
I also think it's going to be fine.
I mean, you could technically run into mud. Look what happened to Ed, C90 Adventures. Oh, we'll just have to freaking chance it.
Burn that bridge when we get to it.
Yep.
I'll bring it with me in my suitcase.
Worst case scenario, if it kept getting clogged up, you're in a muddy situation, we just take the fender off.
Yeah?
Till we got out of it and then put the fender back on. Like if it was causing an issue of mud getting caught in it. Which is not ideal because then you'd be spraying yourself with it too, but with the box up here, I doubt that it would actually hit you. It would just hit the bottom of the headlight and stuff. Don't take it yet.
Oh, sorry.
I'll this one in. Yes. Hey, better safe than sorry, you know. And someone else might say better safe than sorry and just put it on, but I don't know, man. The simpler the better. And they're just like, they didn't look like they were fitting right with the spacers and all the hardware. I was just like, for me, it's just a couple too many layers of complexity that I'm comfortable with.
Plus, if you don't trust the bolts, I don't either.
Well, we would replace it with our own hardware. But yeah, these things, you can just look at these things and you can tell that they're just absolute garbage. Especially, like the hex heads are one thing. Those aren't very good, but what you end up getting burned by on cheap bolts is Allen heads. Like that would just, it already looks so soft. It's like you're just gonna strip that out immediately. But we'll save the hardware because you never know. Cool. Yeah, I'm happier with that.
Cool. Good.
I just, not good.
Heck. Adventurize.
It's adventurized. Gone from zero to hero, baby.
Just like that.
Just like that. All it takes to be adventure ready is a gas can. That's what everybody loves. You see all the Jeep boys with their angry eye Jeeps, they all got extra gas cans. That's how you know they're ready for adventure. To the mall. The mall crawler.
Starbucks.
Yeah, the Starbucks venture. King of Starbucks Mountain. You're ready. You can fill that whole thing with iced coffee.
Oh God, that's so smart. Jess is gonna be so jealous.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the ding dong bell, and do all the things. I'm here for you every Sunday, Wednesday, so I'll see you here, whichever day that is. Bye. Nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky, okay?